Good afternoon. So this is a text or a script that I wrote on Friday that tries to answer the question whether or not the Apostle Paul wrote the book of Hebrews, which has been debated, but I think it's fairly certain that he wrote it. But I just wanted to use text analysis to kind of see if I could support it or deny it. A lot of what I used was from this book called Tidy Text Mining with R, which talks about tidy text, which is a Hadley Wickham package. And then it also uses this package called Gutenberger, which is a bunch of a collection of works, the Bible, literature, etc. that's available in R. Okay, let's get to the script. So basically, I used the Gutenberg call to pull down the King James Version. I then went ahead and found all of Paul's works, so there are about 8 books. This function called Gutenberg strips out the unnecessary information like preface and history and title document and that sort of thing. Just kind of cleans it up for text analysis. I did the same thing with Genesis, just the book of Genesis, the book of John, Colossians, Galatians, and Hebrews. Then I went ahead and tidied it up. So if we looked at Hebrews, we would see that it's in kind of long format. They're all sentences. So what tidy will do is I'll put it in specific words. And let me show you. So now instead of it being in sentence structure, it's word by word. Makes it easy to analyze and count how many times a word comes up. So tidy Hebrews, tidy Genesis, tidy Colossians, tidy Galatians, and tidy John. I did it out for all the books. And then I created a new data frame where I just basically used the mutate function from dplyr and renamed the columns. I counted the word and then I grouped by author. So if a word showed up like Christ in the book of Galatians, it counted that for maybe it showed up 15 times in the book of Galatians, and then I went ahead and created a new function called proportion, which takes that 15 and divides it by the number of words in that book so that we could get a percentage. And I did a few other things, taking out a column and kind of cleaning it up. And then I wrote this, I wrote this ggplot function, which looks complicated, but it's just a lot of cleanup. And a lot of it I just basically copied right out of that book that I showed you. But basically what we're doing is we're going to compare all of Paul's letters to specific books using a facet wrap function, which is very handy. It's right there. So we'll go ahead and run this. There we go. Slide this bad boy over and see if we can get a clear look at this. There we go. Okay, so basically it's just like math. A correlation would be the diagonal line. A perfect correlation would be 1. That would be all the words on the line. The less correlated, the less they are on the line. So for example, if you take Paul Colossians, you can see that it's tightly correlated to the line. But if you look at John, it's not. It's a loosely correlated. So on this y-axis, basically you can see the frequency that like Christ shows up 5% in all of his works of the time. In Colossians, it happens to show up about 7%. Okay. And basically, just looking at this, you can see that his signature is on it, and on Hebrews as well. Not so much on Genesis or John. Is it definitive? No. But does it give us a different way of looking at it? Sure. I think it's really cool. Hope that you do too. And let's see, the core test functions. I do have some core test functions, but I couldn't really figure it out. So if you know anything about that, please let me know, because it's showing a 99% correlation between Paul's Colossians and Paul's works. But it's showing a pretty high correlation between all of Paul's works and John. So I haven't figured that part out yet. But anyways, just wanted to give you a quick update. This is just one little tool in the on the tool belt. And if you have any questions or comments, please provide them. Have a good day. Thanks.